So last episode was season 4, episode 11, where I played the first part of an interview with Ashley Gordon, the quantum coach herself. Today, I'm leaking the second half of our interview. Why did I split them up? Because it's kind of a totally different topic. We're going to be talking about coaching. So I just thought it needed its own episode for sure. We're going to talk about what it's like to be a coach, and even that those who don't identify as coaches are actually coaches. I would talk to my network marketers all the time in the health space. You're a health coach and you're a business coach. Whether you see yourself as that or not, you are when you're working with your customers to help them see what health products they need, you're a health coach. When you're working with those who are pursuing this business opportunity, you're a business coach. And this is really true to all of us entrepreneurs, even outside of this network marketing space. If you are here to teach someone, like I'm here to teach you, I am a coach. Whether I say I'm a coach or a consultant or whatever, like I'm a coach, okay? So as a leader, it's super important to listen to the rest of this episode. Also, if you're someone who thinks that a coach has to have all of the answers, maybe that's why you have steered clear from that coach term, or you're scared to explore more about it, because that's actually the complete opposite of what a coach is. So tune in to the rest of this episode, listen to this interview, because you're going to be a changed human, you're going to be a changed person. You're going to look at coaching, like I said, in a whole new light and realize that you can be a coach with no answers. And actually, that's more about what coaching is about. If you're like, Chrissy, this makes no sense, just keep listening. Before I spill the tea with Ashley, I want you to know about an awesome freebie that I have for you. It's my Turn Your Knowledge into Profit freebie. It's a worksheet and a guide. The worksheet is going to help you identify what knowledge and skills you already have today in this very moment that you could turn into a profitable business. And then the guide is going to show you how to make that happen in under 30 minutes a day. So whether you're just starting your business or you're looking to expand your brand with more revenue streams and make a passive income, get your hands on the worksheet guide combo at thechryssychin.com/profit. Hey friend, welcome to the Badass is the New Black podcast, where our motto is done is better than perfect. I'm Chrissy Chin, here on a mission to help you grow your business online, turn your leads into lifelong customers, and scale to 6 figures and beyond so you can work less and enjoy and earn a whole lot more. Most importantly, I'm a laid-back wife, a mom, a friend who started as a peds nurse turned network marketer, and now a serial entrepreneur. This podcast is for ambitious people with an idea, a vision, but no idea how to get there. On this podcast, I'll give actionable steps to keep you moving forward while you learn new business strategies, better systems and processes, marketing, sales, all the things you need to build and scale a blissful business that keeps your pocketbooks growing. Grab a beverage, open up your notes app, and let's get to it. I always talk about, and with my coaching clients, is letting your brand evolve with you. And so just like how you said, you started a manifestation and then it kind of just led you on this path to something else. It's like my journey is the same. I started doing other things, then fell into network marketing, and then, just kept moving on the journey, and it opened up this other door to start my own business, and now coaching, and now this summit, like the journey just keeps happening.
Yes.
So just embrace that and know that what you're doing this second may not even be what you're doing in 5 years, but as long as you stick with the path and are true to yourself, it will stay aligned. Right?
Yes. 100%. Yeah. If someone would have told me 3 years ago, you're going to create a coaching certification for coaches, I'd be like, what? No, really? Cool. And if someone would have told me 3 years before that you were going to be a coach, I'd be like, what? Really? Cool. So just go with it,
Yeah.
It's all happening.
Okay. Well, that's a perfect segue into talking about coaching, because I do want to pick your brain about coaching. We've got a variety of audience, but everyone's here for the same thing. They want to stand out. They want to, make an impact in the world. They want to, build their business. But we've got, network marketers here. We've got coaches. Have creatives, bloggers, all that kind of stuff. And so I want to get into coaching. And I think that everyone, no matter what you're in, if you're here, you're a coach of some kind, whether you've identified as a coach or not. I believe that you're a coach. So It's time
Or
to
you're a coach, you might be a coach in the closet.
right. Right. Like what I said, like you maybe haven't identified like
Yeah.
as a coach,
Yeah.
but you are. So let's talk a little bit about coaching.
Mhm.
When you hear the term coach, or when you say coach, what does that mean to you? Or yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's a really great question because I think a lot of people hear coaching and they think of one thing, but it actually means another. So coaching to me means leading with your energy, being a leader of energy, and really being able to be a partner with a client or with your team or your team members and pulling out greatness in them, being masterful at the craft of asking really powerful questions and having others lead to their own discovery. So, coaching is not advice giving, it's not mentorship, it's not consulting. Those are all great things, and it's not friendship, right? Because our friends have opinions for us of how like our life should be. And so coaching is very much helping people master their own energy and helping them identify and discover what is within them and pulling it out.
I love that. I haven't heard it like that. And that was so clear to me. I was like, oh yes, a consultant. You're like giving your advice on, I've done
Yes.
this is what you need to do. And then some of the other things I was thinking, yes, those are very specific and not a coach. And I remember when I first hired a coach and they were just asking me all these questions.
Yep.
And when I realized like, wait a minute, I'm coming up with all the answers and the solutions.
Yes.
And I was like, wait, so this is what coaching is? But the reality is it has to be that way because you're more likely to take action if you come up with the answer and the solution than someone says you should do this or you need
Absolutely.
to do this.
Or you are this, right? Like the coach, a real coach accepts that the client is the expert at their life. Like they are the expert. And so that takes a lot of pressure off of you as the coach because you don't have to fix anybody. Like stop trying to fix people.
Yeah.
Stop trying to fix people on your team. Stop trying to fix your clients. Stop trying to fix your parents or your kids. Just stop. Ask questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So when is it valuable to call yourself a coach?
That's a good question. I think that everybody's a coach all the time. But obviously, like if you are doing it, as a profession, like when you're ready to hold space for someone and not make it about you and really make it about them and their experience and their journey and their discovery and their learnings, you can call yourself a coach, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I also think that you can, and I think you're going to agree with this, that you can be a coach without labeling yourself as a coach. Like
Absolutely.
you just said, like everyone, like you said,
Yeah.
everyone is a coach.
Everyone's a coach. Yeah. If you are an entrepreneur on any level, you're a leader, and leaders are coaches. Leaders help guide people. So as a coach, you are guiding someone by, having strategy behind your craft, right? Being able to listen, ask questions, like have techniques that help and work. And ultimately, a coach moves someone forward.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not their job. Like it's up to the person to want to move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally resonate with that as, helping people build their business and even thinking back to network marketing when I was just sharing the products because it happened doing the business accidentally, right? Like
Sure.
most people do. And so, but it was like me asking them questions about, it's health products. So asking them questions about their health and what they were looking for. And then just, sharing that, well, I have access to this and you can too. And just kind of leading them. So it was like I was definitely coaching, but I wasn't labeling myself a coach, but I was just serving them.
100%. When I worked before coaching, I was in real estate. And when I was selling real estate, I was just asking really good questions. Like you have to ask a lot of questions, like what they like, what they don't like, what they see for themselves, what they imagine. Like there's a lot of parallels. same with like a product, like there's a problem, and if you ask really good questions, you can get to the root cause of the problem, the limiting belief, whatever the block is. And then your product is the solution, or your service is the solution. So it's really cool.
Yeah. And I think not getting caught up in transitioning. Witness this all the time, whether it's a coach or like someone who calls himself a coach or a leader in network marketing, is they flip into this consultant mode and they are telling all the things. Mm-hmm. And so just going back to, and now that I'm looking, like it's so clear now when I'm envisioning these very successful people in network marketing or coaches, I'm like, you stayed out of that consulting mode and you leaned into your coaching mode.
That's powerful. That's really powerful. Yeah, that's really great distinction. Because the way that someone built their business isn't going to work for somebody else. Mm-hmm. It could, but it might not. So when someone can come up with their own ways of launching a product or their own ways of putting their services out there, or their own pricing, like I could tell my clients what I think they should charge all day long. But if that doesn't feel good for them, and they use it anyway, they're not going to get clients, and they're not going to get paid that because it's not aligned.
Yeah. So what are some ways, and everyone is different. So I'm really only asking this to like hear someone else's story. Like, what are some ways that you've been able to stand out as a coach, knowing that everyone out there listening, this won't be your way to stand out, but it might get the juices flowing on, I can leverage this to stand out.
Yeah, I love that. So number one way to stand out as a coach is to be really good at coaching. Right? Like be good at your craft, be committed to your craft. And for me, I always am committed to being a master of my craft. Like if I'm a coach, I'm going to be a master coach, right? I'm not just going to be a good coach or a mediocre coach. Like I want to be a freaking amazing coach, and give amazing transformation. So commit to being amazing at what you do. And I created a coaching certification. So I have a method for coaching that I can totally share with you if you want, and kind of take people through the method to give them some ideas of how they can be better coaches and also, stand out in their own unique way. And, everyone can create their own method, right? Mm-hmm. But this kind of download came through of like create a coaching certification. And that's exactly what I did. So listen to the downloads that you get. Should I show you?
Yes, show us. Okay. I definitely want to see. Okay, so you're going to share the screen.
Yes.
With us.
Right now. So this is the quantum coaching method right here. And what's at the center, it's a bullseye. And what's at the center of the bullseye is your energy. It's you. It's being the master of your energy. So as a coach, as a leader, number one, most important is being the master of your energy. And I'll explain how. And then there's entrainment, engagement, equanimity, and encompass. I'm going to go through each one quick. So energy is you have to be the master of your energy so you can help others. Number one, like protect your energy. In the morning when you wake up, figure out a way to clear out old stuck energy. It's a simple intention. Protect your energy and be the best version of yourself every single day. That's at the core. How can you give to others if you're not mastering your own energy and really honing your energy? So figure out some ways to fill up your cup first and foremost. Okay. Then we've got entrainment. Entrainment is all about creating synergy, partnership, and alignment to co-create the coaching relationship. So once you have your energy, you're coming into a coaching relationship, you're coming into a business relationship, you're coming into a team meeting, and everyone is going to be at a different energetic frequency, a different level. So you as the leader, as the coach, you have to show up in your highest vibe, right? And so showing up in your highest vibe means being grounded in your energy and establishing rapport and trust and intimacy with the client. So Chrissy, I'm sure you can relate to like when you're in a coaching situation and you're with your client and you have to you're calling your client out. Have you ever called the client out on something?
Yes.
Okay. And if you're watching this,
that's what coaches do. A friend
right.
does not. A friend lets you get away with it. And calls you out.
Exactly. So when you're calling someone out, how do you think you're actually able to do that? You're able to do that when you have high levels of rapport, high levels of trust with someone. So when you trust someone a lot, you as the coach can really be able to be like, listen, what's getting in the way for you right now? Like, let's like get out of this story that we're in and really just cut through it. Like what's really stopping you and holding you back, and just getting to the point. And so entrainment really gives you the upper hand, not upper hand, but just it gives you that ability to dive even deeper with your clients because you're on the same, you're in synergy, you're in connection with them. And entrainment also says that the higher vibrational energy will always win. So if you're in a really good place and your client isn't, or your team isn't, just by you being in a higher frequency, automatically without words will bring people up, because 93% of communication happens without words. So it's going to elevate the people around you just by you being you, mastering your energy. That's going to automatically create entrainment. Okay.
Love it.
Stop me if you have any questions. The next level is engagement. So engagement is all about listening. It's about truly engaging and hearing what your clients and your team and whoever you're in front of, your mom, your dad, it doesn't matter, your kids, just pure listening. Pure listening is objective listening, not listening from a past story that you have, not inserting your own like opinion or assuming that you have the answer, but just powerfully holding space so you can ask really powerful questions. So once you're in rapport with your client, you're listening to your client, you are meeting them where they are, which is equanimity. So equanimity actually means meeting yourself where you are. But in this method, it means meeting your client where they are. So in order to meet your client where they are, you have to cultivate really powerful inquiry. You have to ask powerful questions and implement techniques and processes as needed to move them forward. But you can't do any of that if you're not in rapport and you're not listening. How can you ask powerful questions? If you're just assuming and you're in your own head the whole time and you're wanting to give advice and you're just inputting your stuff the whole time, it's not super powerful, you know?
Yeah. 100%.
So then the next step and the completion of the bullseye is encompass, which is like holding the entire space together, which is all about once you do all these other rings of the bullseye, it's time to hold your client accountable. It's time to give them feedback. You're celebrating them, you're championing them, and you're helping them like move forward by holding them in this space of unlimited possibilities. So encompass means holding the coaching space, holding the relationship from start to finish, holding the session from start to finish, holding them accountable from session to session, but also holding space for all the possibilities that are available to your client, all the miracles that could happen for them, even in just a week's time of you not having a session with them. Because I always say with my clients, like, yes, our sessions are magical, but the real magic happens when you're out there living your life, when you're out there building your business, like when you're out there implementing. That's where the magic happens. And so Encompass is holding that whole space complete for them. So this is just like a mini portion of the method, but I hope that you had some aha moments like listening to this and seeing this, because what gets in the way of these things are people assuming that they have the answer, filling the space if there's like, silence, or even just advice giving. It takes away the power out of the session. So let go of all that. And I would say, listen more, ask powerful questions, hold the space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh my God, I love
Yeah.
that. Now I'm like, okay, now I want the rest of it.
I know there's a lot more. There's like a lot more, but that's just like a peek inside Quantum Coaching Academy.
Yeah. Well, I think though that just that little piece is going to give someone a quick win. Like just that little bit. You can take just that, which you just learned, apply that, and you are going to have massive quick wins with every person that you connect with and touch. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So share a little bit about like trusting the process, like
Mm.
trusting this coaching process and trusting, trusting it all. Tell me more about how do we do that?
Okay. So how to trust the process of transformation in a coaching relationship. And this is any relationship, right? Like if you're not a coach yet, you're running your team, you have your network marketing business, this is for anyone. Number one, most important, is working from miracle consciousness. Okay. So what is miracle consciousness? I'm curious what you think it is.
Oh my God, I have no idea. Um, well, consciousness, that's what you are aware of,
Yeah.
right? And a
Yes.
miracle is like something that you don't think is possible.
Yeah, exactly.
So mash it together and we have miracle consciousness.
Amen. Amazing, amazing. Yes, exactly. So miracle consciousness is that. It's coming from a place of miracles are possible for a client. I've definitely made the mistake in the past of like coming into a relationship, a coaching relationship, and getting sucked into the client's story of lack and negative belief systems, right?
Mhm.
And if you're sucked into that story, like come out of their box, like don't jump into the box of your client. You as the coach have to hold the space to see that anything is possible no matter how many limitations they have on themselves.
Mhm.
So miracles are possible. Number two, hold your client to the highest vision of themselves. So in trusting the process, really coaching your team or your client to say like, what's the highest vision that you have for yourself? And then trusting as the coach, as the leader, that they're going to fulfill that for themselves. It's not your responsibility to fulfill that for them. So I always imagine my clients just in that highest vision of themselves, and I have them create that. So I have the vision of what their vision is in a session, right? Like I can help them pull apart what it is and blow it up in their mind and describe it to me. So I always hold the highest vision. Be masterful at accountability without hand holding. So it's such a relief to know that, you as the coach, you don't have the ability to transform your client. That is their job 100%. You can give them all the tools and they'll give you, they'll get what they need, even if they don't show up and do the work. So like if your team isn't showing up and doing the work, you have to trust that they're getting exactly what they need in order for them to learn and grow and to get to the next level. It's really challenging. I know it's like feels a little counterintuitive, but it's true. And so be masterful at holding them accountable. Ask them how you can support them, how you can show up for them. What are their goals? How can I hold you accountable to your goal instead of being like, hey, you didn't do this. Why didn't you do this? You said you were going to do this. And I feel like people in network marketing can get really antsy about things like that.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I think it's someone may tell you one thing, and if you haven't continuously communicated with them and asked questions, they may be in a different place. And that is
Yes.
not their goal anymore. But you're still here with them, and they are down here now, and you're like frustrated because they're here. Where it's where they
Yes.
want to be or close to where they want to be. And you're like, but you're supposed to be here. And you're like, come on, what's going on? So, like,
Yes.
pulling in all the things you talked about before of continuously asking questions and communicating. But yeah, having them meet that transformation of what they want, not what you see for them.
Yes. And meeting them where they are. If you can meet people where they are and get the vision of where they want to go, like that is, you're going to be on the right track. You're really going to get somewhere. And then the fourth step is to stay non-attached to the outcome.
Mm.
So I always say if my success is inevitable, then my client's success is inevitable. But I'm not attached to it. So if the client isn't getting clients or they're not getting the numbers that they want or they're not hitting whatever, I know that they're getting what they need in that moment. Like that doubt that's creeping in, that discomfort that's coming up, like that slump that we talked about earlier comes in, like that's serving its purpose. So if I know that every single thing that comes up for my clients is serving its perfect purpose, I'm trusting the process overall.
Mm.
Are you
So
with me on that?
yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
with you on that. That is so good. Oh, and like I feel a weight, like just rehearing that and hearing some things for the first time, like I
Yeah.
just feel so much lighter. Like
Sweet relief.
even just
Yeah.
thinking about like clients or network marketing teams or whatever, like, oh my gosh, if I believe all that stuff and I put all that stuff in action, like I'm going to feel so much lighter and just
Mm.
have the energy to come and show up as I need for my people to make more of an impact. Ah, so powerful.
So good.
I
Yeah.
love
Like, trusting the process of your success as the leader and your clients and team's transformation is a parallel process. So you're trusting in your success and you're trusting in your client's success and their team's success. It has to it's like it has to happen at the same time. They go hand in hand.
I always remember my high performance at the end of every session. He would thank me for trusting the process,
Oh, I love that.
for trusting, trusting in me and trusting the process because it's
Mm,
all a process, right?
really is. All of it.
Mm-hmm.
All of it. So that's why it's all happening. Your dreams are all coming true. Everything's being manifested. It's your business is growing. Everything you want is on its way to you, and it's all a process.
Oh, so good. So good. And we've covered a ton. I don't want to cover any more really because I just want people to sit in and soak
Yes.
everything that you gave us because it was so powerful, but it was a lot. So like you might have to go back and re-listen. You're going to want the extended version so you can go listen to this again and again and again because something is going to hit you that hadn't hit you before at a different time. Oh, love it. Thank you, girls, so much for being here, for sharing your heart and your energy with this community of people in this summit. Where should we find you and continue to connect with you?
Such an honor to be here, by the way. I absolutely love you. I'm so grateful. So thank you for having me. And everyone, come find me on Insta at Manifest with Ash. And feel free to listen to the podcast, Badass Manifest Your Podcast.
Cool. We'll put the links below. That was so good. Did you get some golden nuggets out of that? I hope that you did. If you're listening or watching on YouTube, share in the comments what you took away from that piece of the interview. My takeaway was when she said, yes, our sessions are magical, but the real magic happens when you're out there living your life and building your business. I 100% agree with that. It's why I preach over and over again, done is better than perfect, because for so many of my students, my clients, just people that I meet, peers in this space, there's so many things that hold us back. Perfectionism holds us back, fear of judgment, fear of failure. It's all holding us back. And so giving yourself the permission to just do it in an imperfect way allows us to take action where the real magic is happening. Okay, so give yourself permission to just do it ugly, do it imperfect, so that you're taking action, so you're creating this magic within your life and your business. Okay, again, we're all coaches, whether we identify with it or not. We're leaders, and there's coaching and leadership. So use these things, tactics, skills that Ashley shared, even in your life. Use them with your kids, use them with the people that you meet, or even with clients. Hold space for them. Let there be silence. Don't be afraid of it, and let them come to the conclusion while you just hold that vision and hold that space for them. Okay? All so good. There's all kinds of coaching out there, whether you're a fitness coach or you're a business coach. There's all kinds of methods out there for showing up as a coach. If you're interested in leaning into your journey as a leader, as a coach, you're trying to understand more about what maybe you have to offer this world, then don't forget to download my freebie, Turn Your Knowledge into a Profit. Again, it's a worksheet guide combo. I'm going to help you discover what you already know, maybe skills that you already have right now without doing anything more, and turn that into a business, a profitable business. So the worksheet's going to help you identify it. The guide's going to help you turn that into a business in just 30 minutes a day. So hop over to thechrissychin.com/profit to get your hands on that now. So amazing. You guys, I love you. Thanks for hanging out, spending time with me today. Until next week, go out there, take some imperfect action, and let the magic happen, my friend. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you got some value out of this episode, I would love some support. And the best way to do that, so I can keep showering you with loads of actionable tips, is to hit that subscribe button. Leave a review or a comment if you're on YouTube, and share this podcast with a friend. And when you share it with a friend on social, please tag me so I can reshare your share in my stories. It's been an absolute pleasure hanging out. I appreciate the heck out of you for showing up. And now it's time for you to take imperfect action so you can work less and enjoy and earn a whole lot more.